What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the new Champions League road to the knockouts, and it's an 84. I think it's Bennacer. I can't pronounce his name. I want to say I've spelled it before, but yeah, we give up. I think it's Ismaili. I want to say is his name. I didn't actually read. Ismail. Yeah, the AC Milan Algerian CDM. We'll just stick with that. He's a 4-star, 3-star, left-footed. He has obviously the ability to go up in rating, which is always perfect. We're going to have a look and see what his gold card was before. If we go to new players, we have got him here. He was an 82 rare, so he's gone up a little bit. 3 on the pace, 2 shooting, 3 passing, as well as defending physical, and a 2 dribbling upgrade. I don't think, he's not had any upgrade on his skill move or weak foot as of yet. He is left-footed. We have got no traits on him, unfortunately. And in terms of the card, he is an explosive CDM. Can go to a controlled with an architect and nothing else, and he goes controlled with that anchor as well, which I can imagine probably is your better shout. I would say personally I would prefer a controlled CDM rather than an explosive, because I feel like with the explosive you are going to be caught, well, you're going to be outburnt by lengthy over the time every time. And I know you've got centre backs there, but say he is the last man back from a corner, you don't want that to happen. So controlled probably is a better chem style for me. So we will be trying him on that anchor. We'll go with an 84 pace, 85 defending, 84 physical as an 87 DM. So let's whack that on and see the team. So we've got him here, as we can see. We've got him with that anchor. We're going to be playing him in that centre mid role. That's going to be more DM once it goes into game. We've got a few Serie A just chilling around just to be able to get his links up there. Obviously Mbappe, and a lot of them can play on the 2 chem style, and it is a little bit different this year. It's not necessarily not playing them on 10 all the time, because they always have that basic standard right there, which is always nice. He has got an alternative position, as you can tell, as a centre mid, so you can go DM or CM if you wanted to change him in game. So let's jump into him, see what he's worth. He's only an 84 rated team with 186 highest and 185, and he's coming in at the moment at 30,000 coins. Right then, we want him to be doing a job here. It's gone straight past Mbappe. Tchouaméni. They're going to be the hard thing is Tchouaméni and Kessie have been absolutely stunning for me. So they would be the kind of 2 SBCs, especially for CMDMs, who I would 100% recommend you doing. He's got a little bit of left stick like most players. They have got that tendency to be able to do something, but I am interested in the whole package with him, as that for me is what a DM's all about now. It's not just necessarily his defending, it's everything. Pace, tackling, dribbling. He may not need to do all of it to a complete high level, but he's got somebody like a Conte to go against. That's going to be a big expectation. Good tackle from him, sees him out. We've got a decent amount of acceleration. That's obviously where his explosiveness comes from, as he's found himself forward. Can we get the pass to Nunes? Hey! Gets himself his first assist. I didn't expect that from him. Nice play from him. Good pace on the counter. Gets the block to get the ball back. Solid work so far. Here again. Positioning wise, again, I quite like the 4-4-2 in terms of positioning. I personally have played it for absolutely years. So I know where everyone's going to be, and it very rarely changes in terms of a formation every year. Yes, we get different gameplay, different sort of animations, but the formations, that was poor, is something that always stays the same. And most definitely, once you've found your formation, it just works. And you kind of know what players it works with as well. Here he is. Oh, he just gets absolutely beat. I am finding that my DMs, once they get beaten, there is very little room for recovery. Centre-backs can do it because I feel like everybody turns, twists, all that movement, and then eventually centre-backs will always catch up. And I do find that with a lot more of the lengthy players, like we've naturally seen with this meta, it works really well. So if you have got them centre-mids who are lengthy, that again will give you... Oh, that's a good save. Oh, no. That will give you kind of a little bit of a benefit going forward, especially at the moment until we see any sort of changes, tunings, all of that with the lengthy meta. Good ball out. I want to know down below... Well, oh, good interception. Okay, so he's redeemed himself there. What I want to know down below is, who is your centre mids? Have you got 2, 3? Who are they? What are you playing with at the moment? Have you gone and bought out your players, or is it some pack pool players? That's going to be a good save. For instance, I think personally mine is Tchouaméni, one to watch, and Kessie, what is it, Kessie? I think Kessie want to watch as well. Obviously, there is potential upgrades for both of them, which is always nice. Why on earth is Varane there with his legs wide open? Bennacer with another cracking little block. Sterling just seeing the danger out. Solid. I think as well for this card, you've got to consider the price as well. 30k for an SBC. He's not necessarily going to be the most incredible, especially at 84. But again, with these sorts of cards, you can almost take a gamble on even the lowest of rateds. And it doesn't really matter, because if they get even just one upgrade, you are getting better than what you were going to do normally. So for me, as long as they get one upgrade, that for me is absolutely perfect. And he's going to be worth every penny regardless. Obviously, I think if they don't get an upgrade in Champions League and they go out, if they're not already through, then obviously they get a Europa card anyway. So realistically, it's a win-win. If they don't win in the Champions League, more than likely any of the teams in the Champions League should be able to get at least a win in the Europa League. That's a great turnover of play. Gets it over to Mbappe. Renato Sanchez trying it. Nunez nearly getting there as well. Big header over to him. We get it to half-time. 2-1 down. Neymar and Mbappe up front for him as well as Rashford. I feel like we've done a decent job. A couple of silly mistakes. Definitely a little bit blocky on that defending at times. But the guy definitely seems of a better player than myself. I've got him partnered up with Goretzka in the second half. We'll see if that has any impact, because I feel like Goretzka most definitely is a more attacking player. Through ball definitely could have been better there. Mbappe is really trying to make something of it. We got him chilling in that position. I would say he reminds me very much of a sort of Conte-esque sort of player, in terms of you definitely want another, if you've only got two centre mids, you want somebody who is just that little bit more mobile, as we see here with Goretzka. You want him to really sit back and hold that defensive line, rather than necessarily pushing all the way up to not maybe get us back as much as possible, as well as then obviously having the explosive manner. You want him to have that controlled, so he's not being blown out every single time, especially when you've got, for instance, Mbappe, Rashford, Neymar all charging at him. The pace is just going to be far too much for him. Good tackle out. Very cagey, very much stuck in this rut at the moment, but the defensive units are doing their job, and eventually we will find ourselves out with a bit of explosive running from Sterling here. But why on earth is it not turning? Good block again, finding a bit of 4-star skills in there. Mbappe into Sterling. It's a good break with a start from that interception. Pings the ball in. I think he's offside, but that's a solid run and a better outcome than we've had in the past 30 minutes. Good interception again. Manages to get the pass off. I don't know how. Into him again. Little turn. It's a lovely spin. Potentially have some centre mid vibes in him. We just get caught on that attack. Good defensive play where we need it, 100% in the 85th minute. That is where you want your CDM to really step up in them times, as we find a little turn with him. Mbappe's going to try something. We should definitely have a free kick there. This match is absolutely rigged. That's beautiful. He's got to have that through ball. Oh, it's so close. 90th minute. That is the winner right there. So we're looking at the card then. So he's coming in at 29,500 coins. Like we said, a Serie A player, 86 minimum, 85 minimum, and is 84 overall. Again, check your cheapest players by rating. Get that squad done very nice and cheaply. In terms of the Serie A CDMs, let's have a quick look and just give them a little bit of a comparison, because we have got a few decent ones. In terms of an actual CDM, we're looking at Brozovic, we're looking at Tonali. We are looking for, I'm pretty sure there's another one. Locatelli's nice when he gets a few upgrades. Zambo, a solid card right there. Them two together would be a really nice pairing as a defensive duo. In Serie A, I'd say you're looking at really Tonali. I'd say Tonali is probably your number one. Obviously, if you go into these sort of cards, you're paying big bucks. I'd expect them to be better. Marquisio, incredible. But in terms of gold cards and specials, I would say Tonali is going to be the one to look at. Mainly the pace is what you're looking for there. You can add a little bit extra. What you can also add is a bit of lengthy. That is always going to be the big one at the moment. And I know everybody's probably sick of hearing it. Left, right, centre, checking out them lengthy players. But unfortunately, that is at the moment the thing to go for. In terms of CDM prices, we're going to have a look and see what sort of cards coming in at 30,000 coins. I know there's not going to be a huge amount. So if we go here, so obviously as we see here, I don't think personally he's updated as of yet, but he's going to be chilling around about this sort of price. So Kessie as a normal card. We've then got Casemiro, Fabinho, Rodri as a little bit cheaper. Kimmich is there as well. That's going to be the interesting one because you've obviously got Kessie, lengthy. It's got a good amount of pace. We obviously have the 107k one, but the gold is going to be the exact same for right now, and he's going to give you that meta factor. Same with a bit of Casemiro, a little bit less on the pace, so it's going to be as effective because both of them players can have a shadow on and it doesn't change their style. So that's always going to be big. Same with Fabinho, very much like Casemiro. He'll do a job and he definitely will have the benefit of lengthy, but unfortunately the pace is so low already. It's not going to be massive in comparison to Kessie. Then we have Zambo, who I believe can actually become lengthy. Yeah, lengthy. So that is going to be a big, big one. 54,000 coins. It's coming in very, very cheap for a player that can be upgraded and won't lose that factor of lengthy. So that is going to be absolutely massive. But I think in terms of the card, just the fact that he's so cheap already, that is where the winner comes for me. He's 29,500 coins, or 28 now. That really is not that expensive for a card, and I think even just the fact that if he gets 1, 2, maybe even 3 upgrades, that card will be worth every penny that you put into it. It helps with the Serie A special squad. It helps with any Serie A objectives that you want. You've already got one in there, first owned, nice tick on the box. For me, it's a no-brainer in terms of an SBC for either fodder later or for an objective team. Not necessarily going to go into your main. I would probably go and buy a Kessie or a Tonali straight off the market rather than use him. But if you're looking for a Serie A squad, most definitely top 3 CDMs at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see. But overall wise, I'd happily give him, I'd say an 8 out of 10 at the moment. SBC price is always going to be the best. I think that one for me is no problem. I'd say an 84 is pretty reasonable, to be honest, especially in the market that we've got at the moment. Not really too much on the chemistry, so that is absolutely fine by me. So let me know down below if you are going to complete him. Make sure you do like and subscribe on this, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.